Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview. I'm Mark, and today we're taking a look at SMÄK, which is brought to you by Termite Films LLC. It's for 2 to 6 players, ages 6 and up, and games generally run about 30 to 60 minutes. Get ready to team up with a horde of cute unicorns in SMÄK, an action-packed card game with dice. Discard your cards as fast as possible and unleash your horned allies to slow down and annoy your opponents. But don't be too confident. When you least expect it, your sneaky rivals will smack away your unicorns, and an epic dice battle will determine who comes out on top. These magical creatures are not just adorable, they're also powerful allies that can help you bring down your enemies. Of course, you also have access to an arsenal of deadly weapons. From chainsaws to kitchen knives, you'll be able to use these instruments of destruction to smack away your rival unicorns. With hyper-paced action, unbearable cuteness, savage brutality, and room for up to 6 players, SMÄK is the perfect addition to any game night, and for all families. The game is also available in a kid-friendly edition. So yes, I know what you're already going to say to me. Mark, this is just Uno. Well, it may seem like that. There is more going on here for sure. And what I love about the story of the creators behind this is that they were 3 friends, been longtime friends, and they used to play Uno and other games that were right up their alley for just fun game nights. And they decided to augment them and make them more in line with what they wanted to do and what they wanted to see in future iterations of that type of game. And they really came up with something different here. Obviously, if you played Uno, this is all going to be very familiar, but they've added dice battles and a lot of unicorn cards that do various things throughout the game. And I definitely encourage you to go off to the campaign page and read their story about where they came from, why this game was made, and so forth. It really was something I found interesting, and one of the main reasons I wanted to do this preview. One of the key aspects about this game is the SMÄK card. Now, there's really 2 versions here. You have a more family-friendly, and you have the more adult. Now, the difference here is that they're more cartoony for the family-friendly, like a fly swatter hitting a unicorn, or maybe stuck in a block of ice, as opposed to using arrows and knives and chainsaws against the unicorns on these cards. So, however you see fit, you can swap out those cards and play with kids, or just play with adults and use those more graphic cards for sure. But really, that's the only difference. They're still going to work and act the same. And SMÄK cards in general are going to be the cards that trigger those dice battles. So there are really 2 different types of cards. You've got your unicorn cards that have all kinds of various effects and abilities, but then you have your basic cards, different colors, as well as icons like clouds, stars, and hearts, and various combinations and colors that you'll be playing on your turn when you don't have some of those powerful unicorn cards. You'll be looking to match symbols and colors and so forth, just like you would in like an Uno game. Now, for those unicorn cards, you have some basic ones, like a draw 2, a reverse, or a skip. Those are going to be ones you'll find within the different colors. Now, there's others that will allow the color to be changed, wilds basically, but they're going to do various things as well. So you have like a +3, the next player will have to draw, or you have a +3 where you get to pick someone to draw, and you've also got one that causes everyone at the table to draw. So lots of variations on how these cards are used, and as you play these cards, if you have one that's similar, you can start to stack them and chain their effects and make them even more powerful, which is why you need those SMÄK cards to bring it down. There's also unicorn cards that allow you to swap your hand with another player, and a bigger card that allows you to force everyone at the table to shift their cards to the next player. So that's more global for sure. And then we have one of my favorites, which is truly a wild card. It is the Faker. You can assign wherever you want to this card, and then you have the Extractor, which acts like one of those big claw machines, those toy machines, grabbing a toy from the box. But here, you get to dive into the discard pile and find whatever card you want and immediately play it. So that's really nice. And finally, there is a Rainbow card, which allows you, that as the player, to change the color that is active. So those are the basics around all the different types of cards, and as you'd expect, the gameplay is very straightforward. So the game consists of 5 rounds, and whoever has the least amount of points is going to be the winner. And you'll start off with 7 cards, and you'll try to get rid of all your cards before your fellow players do. And obviously there's multiple ways to cause your fellow players to draw more cards. And on your turn, you're simply going to be matching color or symbol of the card played. Now, if you happen to have the exact color and symbol and it's not your turn, you can play out a turn and quickly play your card and the next player will go. And so there's a lot of little speed elements like that through the game. And of course, if you have a draw 2, someone else might have a draw 2 and it can start to chain and get even more cards for that next person to draw. But if they play that SMAK card on top of a series, maybe there's 6 cards that need to be drawn, well, then you play that SMAK card and you have your dice roll off. So all players will be rolling their dice simultaneously, trying to get the unicorn symbol. And as soon as you do, you're good to go. But the last player to roll that unicorn symbol will be the one to lose and have to draw the 6-card penalty that was stacked up underneath the SMAK card. So you can do that with numerous types of cards, different types of the rainbow unicorns and so forth as you stack them. And really in general, the SMAK card can just stop what is happening with the unicorn cards underneath. So it is a great way to prevent things from happening, but especially when you have to draw a bunch of cards. So your goal is just simply to get rid of all your cards before the other players do. And when you come down to that next to last card, when you do play it, you're supposed to make like a unicorn sound or say unicorn as you play that card, so folks know you have 1 card left. And you hope to go out before anybody else does. And if you do, that's the end of the round and you'll calculate scores. So for your basic icon cards, they're going to be worth 10 points. Yes, 10. And then for your basic unicorns, those are worth 20. The rainbow unicorns are worth 30 and the giant SMAK card is worth 50. So you can get a lot of points quick if you've got the wrong cards in hand. And if you did lose that particular round, the whole next round, you're supposed to be wearing the unicorn horn on your head, showing that you were the loser of the previous round. So it is definitely more of a party, more of a fun game, and definitely one kids I suspect will find very interesting and fun as you dive into the different types of unicorns and what they're capable of. There's just a lot of back and forth, and obviously it's one of those games where suddenly you have a ton of cards where you just had 2. So things can happen and change quite frequently throughout the course of the game. Alright folks, just a reminder once again, this has been a Dice Tower paid preview, and everything you've seen here has been in prototype form, so keep a close eye on the campaign for any changes that still may occur. Now with that said, this game plays very fast, very quick, it should be very familiar to you, and that is by design. So they've done some neat things though, with the different unicorns and the whimsical artwork around it for sure, and the dice battling, which is probably my favorite part of that. The frantic roll-offs to see if you can avoid taking the hit that is under the SMAK card. So that's a lot of fun, giving you that kind of party atmosphere around the game for sure. And again, just the unicorns and the fun whimsical nature of it is something to check out. But folks, ultimately, if this looks like something of interest to you, I'm sure they'd appreciate your support. So I think that's it for me, and until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.